And that's what I do. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, we are back. Not going to be before you long, as usual. But listen, I want to do a reaction video to Robert F. Kennedy. I'm sure most of you probably know him. He politician. Let me see. Son, was he the son? He's related to John F. Kennedy, of course, but is that his son? He's either the son of John F. Kennedy or John F. Kennedy Jr.'s brother, Robert F. He might be Robert F. Kennedy's. He's a Kennedy. You know what I'm saying? That's all that matters. Anyway, I'm gonna upload a video real quick and let him talk to black people. Now, this is a white guy, of course, talking to black people as to the best way to raise black kids. Without further ado, let's get started.
That part of human nature. What you can do is you can make kids resilient against it. And the way you do that is by giving them.
Now, let me go back. Now, he starts out by saying he's talking about the human nature. You can't change part of the human nature. And of course, he's talking about racism. You can't change it. That's what he's saying. Let's start over.
I don't think you can change that part of human nature. What you can do is you can make kids resilient against it. And the way you do that is by giving them a great education so that they know that they have potential.
So he's basically saying, yeah, the audacity. The way, let's rewind real quick.
The way you do that is by giving them a great education.
A great education is what's going to help black kids deal with his people, because we're dealing with racism by and large from white people. You know what I'm saying? It's not like it's anything new. But what he's suggesting, well, not even suggesting, what he's saying is the way you defeat it is by being educated.
So that they know that they have potential.
So that they know that they have potential to do what?
And the other thing is to give them business models, role models, and opportunities within their own neighborhood.
Okay, sir, you're saying that, but you're saying that to a group of people, black people, who are in the neighborhoods that have been inundated with drugs being pushed in by the United States government. Your country, sir. Your country. This country that we live in. Our neighborhoods are the way they are because of you.
You know, black men who are running barbershops, who are running bars, who are running dance studios, who are running local businesses, restaurants, etc., and who are part of that community. And, you know, when I was a kid, my uncle was the first Irish Catholic president of our country. And when he ran for president, there was a tremendous resurgence in anti-Catholic sentiment in this country and a resurgence of the Ku Klux Klan.
This is just babble, but let's hear them out.
I remember crosses being burned when I was a kid against an anti-Catholic president. A lot of other, I was called a Mick, a mackerel snatcher, all these anti-Catholic slurs when I was a kid. But it never bothered me.
So now what he's trying to do is compare anti-Catholic religious slurs, or let's just say anti-Catholic religious racism, if you will, to racism of being black. See, for him to deal with racism as a Catholic, somebody would have to know that he's a Catholic, which means you told them. Otherwise, you're just an average white guy. But for us, we don't have to tell them anything. As soon as they lay eyes on us and all of the black people that you're talking to, it's understood that you're not me and I'm not you. So the way he's trying to compare anti-Catholic racism to black racism is really, part of the issue that we have in this country, because people are trying to equate another type of racism to foundational Black American descendants of chattel slavery racism. You can't do it because we're the only ones that's been enslaved on this land, on this soil. The only ones. We are a particular people because we've went through a particular racism that nobody on this land has ever went through. Now they'll say, well, that happened long. Okay, but we're descendants of those people. We still feel their pain because we remember and we'll never forget.
If somebody called me that, I would think that guy's got a problem. But I didn't think I have a problem. And that because I had a great education, I had a family who loved me, I had role models in my country, I had confidence in my own.
And sir, at the end of the day, you had role models, you had confidence, but you were a white man. You see how he's trying to make it seem as though he's talking to these black people as if you can get educated and you can know your potential, that it'll do away with the factor of the pigment of your skin. That won't even matter. That the very thing that's causing you to be targeted, which is your skin, if you get educated, that will cease to exist. This is what he's trying to tell us.
Future. Oh, those kind of things had no impact on me. And that's the kind of resilience that we want to give the Black American children. So
no, just give us reparations, brother. See, that's the thing. They talk about giving us everything, education, whatever they can, but you give the Jews money. We want money.
That they have so much confidence in their own future that when they do encounter inevitable racism, that it will.
Inevitable racism. Okay, so I like that word. So you're saying unavoidable racism. So you mean since it's unavoidable, out of your mouth, it's unavoidable. You mean to tell me being educated, what? How is that going to help something that's unavoidable, that's inevitable? No, sir. You're playing games.
Awesome. That they'll be, like the Avengers, they'll be immune to it.
You see how unrealistic they are when it comes to us. Now go tell the Jewish community that. Go tell the Hispanic community that. Go tell them, hey, we want to get you educated so that you can be so familiar with whatever education you need to fight racism, that when racism comes, it'll bounce off of you like an Avenger. Yeah, he thinks this is a game when it's talking about us. When it's been referenced to us, Yeah, it's a game. It's a game.
Do it. And then we don't have to stop racism altogether, because we're never going to be able to do that. But we can have children that are not affected by it, that don't internalize.
That don't even make sense. If you're never going to be able to stop it, which means it's going to keep going, that means it's going to affect somebody. So you mean there's a new level of racism that can from in the future that will be able to be espoused, that'll be able to be executed amongst the future Black people, Black kids, Black youth, and they won't be affected by it, even though it's racism.
Don't see it as their problem. They see it as the person who's raised his problem. I don't think.
Okay, family. So for the most part, you see what you're getting when you deal with these guys: a bunch of word salad, a bunch of, babble. That's all he's saying. And that's really what a lot of these white politicians, but not just white politicians, just the average white person, when you talk to them about racism and the plight of Black people, to a degree, they will make it seem as though it don't exist. You're over exaggerating, or flat out, we don't want to hear it. Yeah, we don't want to hear it. But they'll hear everybody else's. They'll hear, the issues of the immigrants, illegal immigrants, and what they're going through. The Jews, what they're going through. You name it. Every other race of people that's in America, America, by and large, will hear them out. The LGBT, they'll hear them out. They've even gotten reparations for being affected because they've been targeted. Not that they had to go through anything like chattel slavery, no, but just because they've had to go deal with they call it racism. But the racism that we dealt with was oppression, slavery itself, which encompasses any and everything you can even think of that you could do to a human being, because they did it to us. They did it to our people. And so a lot of that is retroactive. So when a police pull me over, it's different in my mind than a police pulling over a white guy. It's totally different. But once again, I just wanted y'all to see this video and see how they wordplay when they talk to us about racism. So that in our mind, if you listen to this guy, I'm surprised. I couldn't talk to that guy, Robert. I don't care who you are. I'm not going to sit up there and let you just, talk like that. If I can't respond, well, I'm gonna respond. But if I'm not supposed to respond, I don't even want to be in the room. Because I'm gonna call foul when I need to call foul. I'm gonna call it, hey, time out. What you mean? What you mean by this? That doesn't make sense. How is that gonna work? Explain that. Explain what you just said right there. How is that gonna work in my world as a black man? But anyway, family, you've been rocking with TWID Radio. Thanks for joining in. Don't forget to go subscribe and share this video. And don't forget to go buy some merch at www.twidword.com. And until next time, that's what I do. Peace.